Hey everyone, my name is Meads. Welcome to my channel, and this is going to be a review for the Model Comprehend Heavy Weapon System New Gundoom. Yep. And I already showed this to you guys before, but I'm gonna go ahead and review this particular kit. So here's the other side of the box. Really nice box art. I really liked it. And on the sides, up here and as well as here, you'll see different poses you can do with it. And in this particular one, you can actually get two of them because you're gonna only get one set of the funnels and the cannon, but you can wield, and the shield also, you can wield both of them, both sides. As you can see here, you know, that's a possibility if you want to, but I'm still deciding if I want to get another one. These are a little bit pricey. Kind of like a master grade, that's around the price range of these guys, so I think I'll probably just stick with one. Alright, let's go ahead and open this guy. Alright, and this is the inner containment, or another box inside. So once you open that, you're gonna get the runners and everything else. And I just want to point out, you're gonna get this sticker sheet. Kind of bet mine, but for the most part, I'm just gonna need the eyes and the camera stickers on this one. Else I'll be painting it. And you're gonna have this sticker, or not sticker, the decal sheet, as you can see there. It's actually white. And on the other side, you do have red, black, and white also. So that's really great that they give you a lot of decal sheet for this particular kit. And you're gonna get this kind of like a small box, like a promotional thing, which is awesome as well. And I think this might be a great box to hold all your extra hands and whatnot. So that's pretty good that they have that. Inside, you're gonna have a bunch of runners, and actually some are huge, like the shield. It's just the length of my hand. Yep. And it has fairly good color separation. You're gonna have the reds for the muzzle, black parts or dark gray, and you have clear pink effect parts for beam sabers. You got the shield right there. Get the funnels, V-fin. So all in all, it's just your typical model kit, but you know, quite surprised. You know, they get to the certain details, you know, giving you these extra decal sheets and this nice little box. Here's the illustrated booklet, and as always, Model Comprehend has a really great way of showing the illustration. You get the front photo here and the back shot on here. That's really great. I really like how they do that. And inside, you're gonna have more illustrations. You see the front skirt, kind of like the O's, and you have the knee bending. Actually, this one reminds me more of the Advanced Hazel. And you got the parts count, or for the runners. Then your typical you know, assembling. And one thing I want to note, that this actually has some English on it, or maybe English. But you know, this is something, you know, worthy of putting out. And yeah, for the most part, you're straightforward. On the back, actually, you're gonna have more illustrations. And in particular, on this, which is really great. I mean, you can, if you want, you can cut this out and put it on, you know, like a poster. Or actually, this is kind of as big as a poster. It's really great. But this is kind of like an advertisement for you to get two of this particular kit, because you only get one set. But if you want to post him on, you know, like this one, holding two bazookas or big beam cannon, and two shields and two funnels, it's possible, but you gotta buy two. And for those who are wondering how much this thing is, it's about as cost as the master grade. It is kind of pricey, but for, as you can see, the detail you're buying and, you know, the parts count, I think it's well worth it. Right, that's it for the illustration. Alright, once you finish building this model kit, and actually you wanna just stick with the new Gundoom first. It's possible in this kit, you know, just have the regular new over there, and it does comes with extra parts if you just build the heavy weapons right away. But those extra parts are pretty much what's used on the regular one. So you can go ahead and, you know, you have the yellow pieces there for the vents, there's the red pieces on the back skirt, and as you can see there's the side and front from the heavy weapon system, but you have a separate part for the regular version. So you can build it, and it's quite nice actually that you can do that. You know, it's not just the whole thing is just heavy weapons. You can actually go for the original. Otherwise, on this particular kit, you're gonna get 2 bazookas, as you can see there. You're gonna have this fin on the back, and actually this kind of reminds me, well, certain parts here from the Hazels. I think the Hazel 2 has this thing. I might be mistaken, but that he has that kind of like a maybe a fuel pod, maybe, but it's on the back, or it's just a huge fin. You also have just this feet right here, which goes in on covers the feet, make it bigger. The Advanced Hazel has that, as well as the front skirt with the hands. So it does remind me a lot of the Advanced Hazel. And you're gonna get a fin, the fin funnels. You have the big shield, which goes over in this regular shield right here. And I'm gonna go over, you know, section by section of how you put the armor in, as well as get a better look on the details. Okay, we're gonna start with the feet first, or pretty much the whole leg, and I just want to point out the intricate details. So you can see there's pan lines there, really great, and as well as this part here and the calves. This part here is kind of interesting. Kind of reminds me of the unicorn. And you have detailed the pipes. You have that much bend, which is fairly good, and for the ankle as well. And this part here for the thrusters. So in some sense, this leg kind of reminds me of the unicorn. In some weird sense. Alright, so what we're gonna do is take out this part right here, and you're gonna attach this one over here. So fairly straightforward. Just gonna press it. And for the feet, actually I should have put the feet first, but let's see if I can do that. You're gonna sandwich it, and I just want to point out there's a really nice details here, but the underside of the armor on this one doesn't. So it's kind of a shame of covering that up. But this is like a similar process for an Advanced Hazel. It's gonna have like a little bit of high heels there. And there you go. That's the feet. Still get the same articulation because you're not really hindering that part there. Yeah. So pretty much is the regular new Gundoom's waist, and you know, we had really nice panel lines on this one, but again, we're gonna have to separate this. It's kind of wobbly right now because it's connected in a, you know, plastic to plastic ball joint right there. You know, if you want to get it tight, then you probably have to put layers of maybe super glue and make sure it's dry on that ball joint to make it tighter, or some sort of maybe paint. Yeah. And I just want to point out details. As you can see, there's it's actually 2 parts over there. Alright, so let's go ahead and transform this. Actually, I'm just gonna move this a little bit outward. Take this out. Go ahead and put this in. And before I put it in, you have the retractable arm there, which is, oh. And it is kind of tricky to work with it, but you're gonna have the fingers there, 2 on one side, 1 on the other. It's pretty much the same as the Hazels. And just gonna put it back there. And sadly, there's no other joint, it just pegs there. Yep. And another cool gimmick about this is actually a missile silo. So this thing slides down, and you can reveal more micro missiles, which is, I think it's great. So we're just gonna put this thing here, put the other side as well, and that micro missile silos in both sides. So you can push this down too to reveal both of them. That's awesome. And side skirt, we're gonna replace that as well with this one. Not quite particularly sure what this peg is for. Didn't really see on the description or the booklet. Alright, and this backside, these are additional piece. We have to remove them. Alright, so I actually removed them already, and I just want to point out that you gotta cut it at an angle, like what I did here. And again, it's really helpful if you do that to take it off. And you may want to use a toothpick to kind of push it up from the inside. That thing is hollow, it goes through. So, and same thing for this one. You want to cut it at an angle, so if you want to remove it. And another thing you want to be careful for is that this is connected to a straight peg, so you cannot separate them. And with that, it's really fragile, so just be careful. And there we go. That's pretty much the front skirt, or pretty much the whole waist of the heavy weapons. Alright, and we have the arms here, and it's actually slightly different. As you can see, this is the right one, and this is the left one. This one has a beam saber kind of like container, which you can slide out, which is awesome. And I'm just gonna use a toothpick, which you can pull this out, and there we go. It's kind of small. I'm just gonna push it back and put it in place. So that's a beam saber hilt container there. So it's slightly different, and I think that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and just replace one of this, and we're just gonna grab this on the back, and it's pretty much two halves. We're gonna put on one side. It has a cool insignia up there, the new Gundam, or I think that's a more race symbol or insignia. And you're just gonna sandwich it, and that's pretty much it for that part. And here's pretty much the bust, or the torso, and the head. And the head is kind of a bit more rectangular and elongated. It does have really nice pattern lines, as you can see on the side. I added eye stickers in the camera, and it's really nice details. And I really like this design here. And another thing about this is you can remove this part here, and this is actually swappable with this part. For this one, you can put your beam saber hilts there. Well, this particular one, it's not the same as the one on the arm. You can store it like so, or you can also have this one right here, which pretty much is where you're gonna attach the fin funnels, which I'll show later on. So we're just gonna leave in that configuration, and first thing we gotta do is remove this yellow vents. And let's just go ahead and grab this part right here. You may want to glue this part here, because it does fall out sometimes. I glue it for the other side. This one seems to be okay. And you just press it towards the torso, or towards the chest. Yep, and that's pretty much it. And with this configuration, you know, the head can't really move that much because of these two things. And let's see, why do we put the shoulder armor? Just goes in. There we go. And also, if you want, you can have this on the right arm. If you chose to do that, you don't have to have it on the left. It pretty much really depends on your preference. Right, so there we go. Then we have the upper torso. Alright, so that's everything. It looks pretty cool. Really tall, a little bit bulky. Again, with this front skirt, it's not wobbly if you really press on this, like the crotch part here towards the center of the waist. You know, it's, as you can see, it can hold. Just so you have to, you know, make sure it's tight on that part. The waist, a little bit of movement there. The feet, you can stretch it up high, bend the knee without any problems. One thing you'll notice is the arm. You cannot really do this movement here. It's kind of awkward for him, and it's gonna pop off. There are a little bit of pegs there, and it only connects properly or securely this way. So if you want to move it, you gotta move the whole arm, as you can see there, and bend it. And you have a little bit more than a 90-degree bend. But for the most part, you know, it's okay. I mean, you don't really need to have a swivel right here on the elbow. There we go. And I think I forgot to mention the ankle. I mean, the ankle is fairly good. You can have that side movement there if you want to, going up and down. I think that's pretty much it for articulation. And let's go ahead and check out the weapons. Or actually, before we get there, why don't we attach this on the back? There's a connector there. Actually, let me just grab one of the cannons. There's a connector part right there over here. You can put this on the back. And I think the new Gundam is wearing it, or the bazooka is on his back like that. Or if you want, you can have this also. So it's interchangeable. And it's actually a great way to have this because sometimes it's front heavy or back heavy, so it's kind of like a stand to support it from tipping over the back. But typically you don't really need to because he has big enough feet to have a good balance. Alright, weapons. So first thing, we'll look on the bazooka. And doesn't have much power lines as opposed to the Gundam, which is kind of weird. But you know, you have a color separation on the rockets, which is awesome. And you have a movable handle right here. You can close it. There's a connection point here, and actually I'm just gonna show it now. You have this extra piece which you can connect here, and if you bring the heavy weapons, you can connect it on this side right here. So have it mounting on the shoulder, which is awesome. Otherwise, something I want to point out that you can actually separate this from the stock right here, which is kind of weird, but in some sense it's going to be helpful, which I will show you later on why you want that to be separated. But yeah, that's the bazooka. Next one is the rifle, which is in 3 pieces, 2 white pieces, I think, yeah, and one on top. Fairly simple, but has some panel lines, and you have the trigger finger or trigger hand there. Next part will be this massive beam cannon or rifle, and I did check the Bandai's heavy weapons bazooka or rifle, the counterpart, but this is a lot different, and it's actually a lot better in my opinion because this one can extend. Yep, it can extend. which is interesting. This part 2 here extends, this one too, which helps you put that down and hold on this side, because there's a post that you can have him holding into the side, kind of like a minigun or something. And you have the kickstand here, or the stand, not a kickstand, that's for bikes. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you can extend those parts there. And I want to point out that this section right here, this thing pops open. I'm not quite sure what that's for, but I think you can have him hold this part here too. Just kind of have him hold the rifle up here or on the side, and the other hand on here. So that's kind of cool. So that's a really awesome rifle, or bazooka. Then you have the shield here. Haven't put the red sticker or paint, but I'm definitely gonna paint that. Really nice paneling. That thing is actually, what's that word? It's not embossed, but it's slightly elevated. That's pretty cool. I really like that. Back of the shield, and you'll notice this connection right here. Vance Hazel has that, or the Hazels. Or I think I'm not quite sure if the Mark II has that. I think the Mark II has the same connection too. And you're gonna have the, oh, before there, that one, you have this huge shield with thrusters there. If you want more propel. And to connect this is fairly simple. You're just gonna, you have this part here that holds it, and you're just gonna push it in. There we go, it snaps in place. Which is a shame, because you don't see the Amuro's insignia anymore. You just have this. So what I might have to do is might panel line this somewhere here, or maybe just paint it. I like that symbol. And last but not the least, you're gonna have the funnels, which is kind of fun. It's my first time building the new with these funnels. You know, you can open them up. And there's a lot. And actually, to put this together, there's this part here that you know, closes, or you can push it up to hide it. But you use that to connect each individual pieces. And there's actually an order, so you can have in this particular sequence. And actually, I didn't realize it till I've actually put it together, but there's numbering here. There's number 1. You see that 1 going down. There's 2 and number 3. And pretty much that's the middle one you just need to look into. But on the side you can have 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, and the last one is 3. But yeah, I think that's kind of cool. And you can just fold this in place. Oh. I think that's how it is. Also, this kit has an extra pieces for this guys right here. So if you do break them, don't worry. There's a couple of this. I count like 6. You get 6 of extra parts like that. But if you do break a small one here, it does come with these clips, extra clips. So which is great, because I think that's one of the things that will break easily. Yep. Otherwise, I think that's it for the funnels. And why don't we put it all together? And the first thing I want to add is, you know, pretty much the rifle. And the hands will I will show you on the right when we put the big rifle. It has pegs, so it holds it securely, which is awesome. Helps a lot. And let's see, I'm gonna put the shield on. The instruction says you put this like this, but I don't like that to be in front of the forearm. It's better to put it this way. And again, you're gonna have this problem where you actually have to bend it. I arm this way, and this just snaps in like so. There we go. And now you're gonna have a problem because this side is heavy, so you're gonna have to play balance. Actually, why don't we put this back? We can add a cannon, or no, sorry, the bazooka on the right side. So, but again, it's still heavy. Let's go ahead and put this in, and let's see if I can find trigger finger somewhere here, right here. I don't know if I showed this, but you have this open hand too, which is helpful for just, you know, having the left hand support this. But this one didn't have any problems yet, but it does pop up sometimes. But you have that, and you have this pegs, as you can see on the handle. You might think it goes over like so, but no, it just goes like this. That. And again, I think it's helpful or easier if you put the hand without the arm. It's a lot easier, and then you just pop this off. I didn't have any problems with the the polycaps. They're actually pretty good. You know, as close as Bandai's too. I mean, it's like similar. Still having problems with Kotobukiya polycaps. Alright. Just gonna make sure that this elbow joint is all the way in. You can hold the rifle without any problem. Like so. As you can see, well, it might be a little bit of weight issues, but you just gotta play around with it. There we go. And I mean, you can put another bazooka on the back, but we already have this part right here. There it goes. Yeah, it does have a little bit of weight issues if you have it in certain angles, but we'll fix that later. Okay, let's put the funnels. There's this connector part here, over here. And there we go. You get the funnels right there. Alright, and remember this box? It's a fold-out box that comes with this particular kit. And one particular reason why this is actually, I find it interesting they had this, is you can have a lot of parts, especially for the the new and extra hands, skirts, and you can separate this out because the whole line doesn't fit, but you put them separately inside the box with the rest of stuff you don't or not going to be using for the time being, and I think that's a great thing. So you can just put it away, and it is from the new heavy weapon system Gundoom because of this box. That, I think, in itself is a cool idea. Alright, so here comes the conclusion of this particular model kit. And actually, I found a lot of interesting things, this packaging of this particular one. And let me just go over that one real quick. If you notice, this is from the box, the front part. If I flip it over real quick, as you can see. And on the underside, it's all white. And actually, it'll be a great backdrop when you're doing reviews. And actually, I might just use that sometimes because, the gray is great, but I mean, I don't have enough to cover, the top part sometimes, so it's kind of weird. But having this, it gives you a little bit more definition, and in particular, it gives you a little bit more focus. And another thing is this simple idea of adding a box, and you put all your extra pieces here, as you can hear it, and for sure that this is the heavy weapon system Gundoom pieces because of the box art. And it's like a mini box. Look great. So I think that's a very interesting idea. I wish Bandai picked that up, but I think Model Comprehend already took that idea. Other than that, looking at the particular model kit, it's truly amazing. A lot of panel lines and details, as you can see. The beam rifle, or the big one here, it can extend. That's, you know, something different, or you don't see that on your normal high grade heavy weapon system. You know, it's something they added on, and I think that's awesome. Not to mention all the extra panel lines, as you can see in detail when I went over. And overall, I think this is a truly amazing kit. I really liked it. And from what I heard, this is slightly bigger in your high grade. I don't have the heavy weapon system high grade new Gundam, so I can't really make a comparison. But you know, trust me, if you look at the action base too, it's definitely bigger, and I highly recommend you actually use the action base one, which is for 100, because this quite a big kit for that base. But you know, it can hold it a little bit wobbly, or it's a little bit shaky, so you can be careful, and definitely you don't want to put this on your top shelf. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's a solid kit. I didn't have much problems. I think certain parts you gotta be careful, especially the back skirt. That straight by connecting it, it's slightly fragile. Don't put pressure on it, else you might break that part. Other than that, building this kit is fairly fun. It's, you know, it's high grade. You know, in terms of difficulty, it's not much. I mean, the pieces are big enough, and it's not really difficult. And I think anyone can build this awesome kit. And I'll probably put a link below where I got it from. You know, or you can pretty much just eBay this. You'll find one of the sellers selling it. Alright, so that's it for my review. If you guys have any questions, suggestion, or any sort of comments, please leave them below. And I'll greatly appreciate if you do leave any kind of comment. So it gives me an indication that you actually watch my videos. Yeah, so until then, this is Meads. Thank you for watching.